Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening in our community, and of course today will be no different. One of the things we love to talk about on this show is how people can stay healthy and live a long, productive life. And I have two people in the studio today who will help us learn more about how that's happening right here in Huntsville. First of all, want to welcome Kim Davis to the broadcast. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you.
It's good to have you here. You're the Executive Director of Steady for Life.
Correct.
And we're going to learn all about Steady for Life today and find out some really interesting things about how people can really stay on top of their health. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Susan Gilbert is lead instructor with Steady for Life. We want to welcome you to the broadcast as well.
Thank you.
It's good to have both of you here today. And of course, when you're living vibrant, healthy lives and productive lives, you have great smiles also. So thank you for bringing your great smiles to the broadcast today. Thanks. Kim, tell us what Steady for Life is, because you've really got a growing entity here in the city that is actually creating an opportunity for lots of people to get healthy and stay healthy. So tell us a little bit about what Steady for Life is.
Okay. Kenny, Steady for Life is a fall prevention program that we have. We try to have things for folks that maybe are a little feeble, all the way up to folks that can stand on one foot for a minute or 2 minutes and are trying to maintain that good balance so that they don't fall compromised at some point in their life.
Yeah. And falling, it's a real interesting concept, I think, and especially one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you is because when I think about falling happens to be one of the most challenging things that goes on in a person's life, especially as we get older. And the risk of injury or even death from falling increases, actually, as one ages. And since we're all in that zone where, everybody's aging all the time, you can never start too early with this. But for those people who are maybe middle-aged and older, this kind of a program works well for them. Tell us how.
You're exactly right. Our youngest folks are in their 50s, and they are really enjoying yoga, Tai Chi, some of the modalities that they know are going to sustain their good balance. We also have a beginner's class. Some of those folks come in on walkers or canes, and we're trying to strengthen their ankles and feet and legs and give them more flexibility, teach them reflexes when they feel a tilt coming on. So we've got something for everybody. Our oldest member is 95 and still making us proud.
Yeah.
But we've been doing this now for about 5 years and are just seeing wonderful results in fall prevention.
Yeah.
And our physicians and PTs and chiropractic friends that love sending folks our way are so thrilled with what we're doing with their patients.
Yeah. And I just think about just the whole notion of balance and the value that it has to one's life and one's health. And I think about how easy it is to lose one's balance. And in your mind, tell yourself, I got this. It's going to be okay. I'm not going to fall. But I've also had those incidents where I've fallen. And it wasn't orchestrated, it wasn't anticipated, it was just an accidental situation where, wrong place, wrong time, or wrong position, wrong posture, whatever it might have been that caused it. And these things can really lead to some serious consequences. And I'm sure a big part of what you're trying to do is to help people become more aware of that, in addition to just the whole routine of exercising and going through different kinds of things in order to be able to do that. And Susan, of course, you're a lead instructor. Talk about what you're looking at as you have this population of people coming to you for a service. And tell us about what it's like if a person like myself, who would qualify actually for this program, if it's just on age alone, tell me what I would expect if I came to you for the first time.
Well, the first time we would check how well you balanced with a standard type of test. decide what level class you needed to be in, and from there we'd build you up until you were in our Rev It Up balance class, which is our most advanced class. And it's geared for seniors, and they do aerobic work as well as fitness work. The program that I use most of all for balance and the protocol we follow is a program called Fall Proof. It's a certification program that came out of Cal State Fullerton, their kinesiology department, and they work on vision, the inner ear, as well as the physical aspects of balance. So we do eye exercises, strengthening. If you're going to fall and your lower body's strong, there's a much better chance that you'll actually catch yourself and maybe just misstep and not fall. So we do an awful lot of work for strengthening, especially the lower body. I mean, our seniors can stand up, sit down in a chair, most of them 10, 15 times in 30 seconds by the time they're with us, maybe 6 months.
So the potential for rapid development in terms of the very basic skills that one might need in order to be able to maintain that balance is available.
Yes, we run a couple times a year a fall-proof program that's different from our regular class program, and they have 12 classes. And in that time, first of all, they gain so much confidence, so they're not so afraid of moving around. They gain strength. In 12 sessions, you can get somebody considerably stronger than when they started, give them a better range of motion. We do a lot of flexibility work, plus the balance itself. We have seniors standing on thick stability pads so they can't feel the floor. And then we teach them how to respond with their body to when their weight shifts from one position to another. I teach them how to walk heel-toe with a proper weight shift. So in addition to weightlifting and using TheraBands, we use gymnic balls. We have all sorts of toys, actually, that they play with. And this is how they get strong. And they have fun, and they improve their balance, and they feel more confident.
So it's interesting, you know, you said the proper way to walk. And most people, I would imagine, get up and walk.
No.
They don't think about the proper way to walk, which is an interesting concept.
We jokingly call it the senior shuffle. Our seniors come out sliding their feet, bent forward, heads down. We teach them to lift their upper body, lead from the core of their body, lift their feet. We march half time so that they're on one foot for a longer period of time. And I teach them to walk heel-toe, lift your feet.
Which, of course, is, you know, obviously a better way to prevent the kinds of problems that could come from falling.
Yes.
I have to ask this question too, because so much of what happens in life is mental. It's like mind over matter in terms of being able to move forward progressively with any challenge that we face. And you know, one of the things that happens as we age is that a lot of us just kind of live in denial or a lack of awareness that we are indeed aging, that we aren't as agile as we used to be, and we're not as flexible as we used to be, and we kind of tend to do things as we've always done them. And some people actually want to hold on to that thing in their minds. They want to believe that they can lift as much as they used to, that they can, you know, now I think about step ladders and other kinds of devices, whereas, you know, maybe 20 years ago, I was jumping up or reaching up as much as I could to be able to get to something. And so as we get older, there is that kind of facing the changes, the transitional kinds of things that take place. Do you also have an opportunity to address some of those things with people, or is it just the physical aspect of one's life?
Now, I think the fact that they're in a group together, they get this energy from the other people in the group, and they're more willing to do things as a group. One-on-one, you may have trouble. Yeah, you shouldn't climb a ladder anymore, it's too dangerous. But if you have a whole group of people reinforcing it, they get something from that community, working together, seeing what other people do, hearing the stories about someone who fell doing something, or coming in with a pair of flip-flops on. Seniors should not be wearing flip-flops, you know, exercise and closed shoes. And when they see everybody else is doing that, they're more willing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of peer.
Kim does an awful lot of good stuff with our peers. We have educational seminars. Go ahead and tell them about what we do.
Please tell us.
Outside of the exercise arena, we are always doing social things together. We've built some wonderful camaraderie friendships among the 250 seniors that are doing Steady for Life. And they enjoy doing plays together here in Huntsville and take day trips, and we eat out. We check out all the new restaurants and movies and health seminars. I love having professionals come in and speak to them of topics that are of interest to them. And so I have a full calendar for them outside of our balance classes as well.
Right, so the balance class, then you have a range of opportunity to learn about other things that are relevant to their lives, such as what? Just give us an example of some of the topics that one might be able to take advantage of.
About Brain Week.
Yes, wow, our Brain Awareness Week was phenomenal. We just had a huge carnival fair for folks where they learned writing their stories, writing their backgrounds. We had wonderful juggling. I know that you can't imagine juggling with scarves, but lots and lots of hand-eye coordination. Tell about haiku. I had never heard of that until we did that.
There is a going trend now that the more you can learn, the less your brain ages. So we had somebody doing haiku poetry with them. Most people had never heard of haiku. It's a specific number of syllables with a nature topic, and our seniors were just crowding around this table, just having a great time writing their poems. We did a meditation process that stimulates brain growth and activity. We did an art project too. They colored mandalas. I mean, things that stimulate the brain. That's important in healthy aging as well.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, we had several small items inside a brown paper bag, and they reached in that bag and had to feel what was in the item and then draw without seeing it, had to draw what they were feeling. And so we just felt like we had lots of brain exercise that week, that we had Brain Awareness Week as well.
We've had chiropractors come in and talk about how to deal with lower back pain. A lot of our students have lower back pain.
Sciatica.
And sciatica. So that's the kind of educational program. When I teach, after you're doing one set of bicep curls, you have to wait 30 seconds before you can do it. You have to let the muscle rest a little bit. That's the time we talk about what's new in medicine for seniors. Whatever topic anybody's heard about, they share. And they don't know when an hour's gone by because they have fun. It's not like going into the gym with a trainer where you can't wait to get back out of there. This is fun for our seniors.
It's also relational. I mean, you all are building these relationships with folks. You're providing a safe, healthy atmosphere and environment for them to actually learn things and to benefit from things. And you're talking about the networking that goes on. There's a camaraderie that's built just by people being in the same proximity to one another, sharing one another's lives and experiences. And this is a very dynamic and energetic opportunity for people, physically and mentally.
It is, and Kenny, I know you visited one of our 6 sites and saw that wonderful kitchen that we have in our main location in 2 weeks. One of the Huntsville Hospital dietitians is coming to do a cooking demonstration, and we're going to have lunch, you know, with her cooking right there in front of us, and then she'll be talking to us about nutrition, and especially those of us who are either borderline diabetic or already there. She'll be giving us lots of healthy tips and talking to us about those kinds of things. So we just feel like we're trying to offer a whole plethora of things for seniors.
And you know, the other piece of this as I'm talking to you all is that people are living longer. There's no question about that. And as people live longer, you know, you routinely see people living into their late 80s and 90s and even 100. And the longer people live, the more healthy we want to maintain those individuals' lives. And so the kinds of things you're talking about feed directly into those opportunities where somebody is not just simply existing, but they're actually having the opportunity to even thrive at their age. And, you know, I have this vision of being one of those people. Every time I see somebody who's older, who is engaged in this process of maintaining their health, it's very motivational. I wonder for those that are listening this afternoon that are kind of thinking that, you know, I'm way down the road right now. I'm way past this type of thing because, you know, there's really not a lot of help for me, and they don't have a lot of motivation, and they don't really understand perhaps the value of this type of thing. Where would you begin in talking with that person who might be watching today and saying, you know, that sounds kind of intriguing, but I'm really not sure if I'm a candidate for that, or I'm really not sure if it's too late for me. Is it ever too late for somebody to get
No.
started?
You can build muscle at any age. You can get better balance at any age. There's what I would say to someone who said, I'm not sure I want to do this, come see what we're doing. Just come by and watch. We won't charge you to walk in the door and watch what's going on in our classrooms. And to me, one of the most amazing things is that these seniors can do things they never thought they could do.
And I hear that a lot with folks who have neuropathy. Maybe the diabetes has caused them not to be able to feel the bottoms of their feet, so they can't even feel the ground underneath their feet, so they don't think we can do anything to help. But wow, at the number of people we've helped with neuropathy who can't even feel their feet.
Wow, and you've talked about a few things that people experience on a regular basis, and there's so many more conditions and experiences that people have. And Steady for Life, of course, is out there ready to meet those needs. You guys are doing a wonderful job. You're growing rapidly, and the opportunity for those people who are interested exists for them to get on top of this and get connected in a community where people care and where people will provide expert opportunities for them to experience better health. So tell us how people can get in contact with you. Give us a phone number, website. Let's make that connection for people.
Okay, thank you. Well, in addition to our Facebook page, we have a wonderful website, www.steadyforlife.org. And then we've got our phone number here that I'll be giving to you, 256-213-1976. And I'll just make sure that I find out which location is closest to your home and plug you into the right program.
Listen, people listening today have gotten a lot of great information, a great opportunity to really invigorate their lives. 50 and above, we want you to get involved. We want you to check out Steady for Life. We want you to find out how you can begin living all over again. And I mean, like you said, I went down and next time I'm going to have to join in with some of the activity. I'm going to have a little more time so I can actually spend some time. That cooking demonstration didn't sound too bad either, by the way. Boy, I'm a sucker for some food demonstrations. But Kim Davis, Executive Director of Steady for Life, thank you so much for being here with us today and sharing some great information about a great community resource.
Well, thank you so much for being interested in Steady for Life enough to invite us to come.
All right, well, come back now because
Okay.
we love talking health, and this is a great topic. Susan Gilbert, lead instructor, thank you for all you do, and thank you for sharing some information about how people can get on top of their flexibility issues and their fall prevention kinds of initiatives.
Thank you for having us.
All right. We want to thank you for being a part of our broadcast also, and we hope that you'll tune in for our next edition of Impact. As always, I'm Kenny Anderson. I hope that you have a great day.